Okay, this is a review for the Sony WF 1000XM3. This is, I believe, their flagship wireless. I'm using a binaural, or I got a left-right mic going on right now, so should be left side, should be right side. I did a mic test also using Audacity, so I'll tape that at the end of this video. I listened to some of the songs that I listened to on the previous video. Bob Marley, Coming In From the Cold, Alice in Chains, Rooster, Bruce Springsteen, Born to Run, Aerosmith, No More, No More, Def Leppard, Photograph, because I just did those with another set, and I actually A and B'd with them. This comes in a really nice, like the over ears, it's like a rose gold. When you open this up, it'll start to do its thing right away. Pair with whatever it's got. I got that actually works fine. That USB 5.0. I'm not using these for the Elite sound. Let's go ahead and take a quick look at the graph. I'm still working on the graph, so sorry about the fuzzy right there. These are actually, these sound, that's not relative to, that's my recording quality right there, but this is pretty much accurate graph, and it's shockingly well tuned. The issue with this set is that the clarity of wireless is not on par with good wired. Now if you hear some stuff on the right side, it's because it's super windy, but that would be cool because I'm doing left-right recording right now. So if you're hearing stuff over here on your speaker on the right side, bum 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 bum, then it's working out well. I love these. I'm a huge Sony fan. There's Sony right there. You guys have been watching my channel for a long time, know I love this company. It sounds, listening to, pairing it, let me go through over some basic controls. If you tap it once on the left side, it'll put it into noise canceling. If you tap it again, it'll turn that off and it'll put it into another mode. If you put your finger on the left and right and hold it down for I think about 7 seconds, it'll go into pairing mode automatically. So I had absolutely no problems with this thing whatsoever. Really painless adventure. And sound quality is really good. It doesn't compare to wired, but when I listened to the FiO over ears, when I took the noise cancelling off, it sounded like the bass dropped. When I put the noise cancelling on the Sonys, it sounds like it goes up a little bit, but in a warm, comfortable kind of thing, as it kills out all of the sound going on the outside. Bob Marley, Coming From the Cold. This actually handles bass pretty well, like other Sony things that have noise cancelling, like the over ears. It's got a very pleasant tuning. Listening to Bruce Springsteen, Born to Run, that what was the name of that? Sie sprechen Sie Deutsch. No, that's not what I'm thinking of. That instrument, it sounds a little less, the graph. The trouble is, this is mind-numbingly balanced for, this is really good tuning. This is not a set that you could use for sports because of the way that it's designed. Like, this is the right side. It actually fits me really well, but if I were doing any kind of particular strenuous activity outside of like walking from one place to the other, these might take a risk. I would not want to lose these, so this is not something that I would recommend that you use if you're doing any kind of training. I don't know what kind of training you do, but for me, this wouldn't cut it. But for walking around, now that I got that little antenna, I can walk around, and I did today, listening to stuff on this playlist, and I can connect it to J-River. I can go into the tools menu, go into options, and actually it's on there right now. Is it on there right now? I'm not going to even check it actually. I'm actually going to go into device settings, cancel. let me get out of there. I want to go into Mad Phase USB ASIO because I want to go back to this thing right here. But I was earlier, as you can see it set, I was playing with this and I was able to switch from track to track, but I wasn't able to get it to slide to, because I don't know how this is lining up the albums. So I can kind of do the review with the wireless, but I can do it within the album. So if I open up Elton John, I can tap it and then you can see it up at the top. Not right now, but you can see up at the top when it switches from track to track to track. So it functions fine with J River. So doing future reviews with wireless will not be a problem at all, except I won't be able to move through the albums except like this, and that requires a mouse. So I don't know how you would do this with wireless anyway. So sound quality is good. Bass sounds decent. It sounds nicer when the noise canceling is turned on. It sounds fine without it, but it sounds better with it on. Micro details are not quite the same. I want to say, of course, but not necessarily. It's 2020, but it's not on the same level with. I've been listening to really great gear recently, and this just doesn't compete with that. But I don't want it to. It's not. It's the placebo in my head believing in wired. No, it's actually. It sounds like a softer. It's not veiled, so I don't want to use that word, but it's like all the detail is smoothed off a little bit. It's all there. It's a little harder to catch, but you don't mind because you're walking around without wires on, and it's a lifestyle set, and it's going to be, I guess, my reference, just because it sounds so nice, it pairs so easy, the tuning is so good. So I guess it's up to the sets that I got coming up to take it down. You can go ahead and suggest to me a set. I'm not going to listen. I'll listen to stuff that's in my library, but not recommend audio, because this is stuff I'm intimately familiar with and listened to hundreds to thousands of times. No more. The piano sounded hard to catch, not because the mids are recessed, but because just it's the resolution that's a little bit different. And like I said, born to run the not the Sie sprechen Sie Deutsch. I'm half German, so don't worry about that. I'm not getting on the Germans. I got family in Stuttgart that I've got to visit, for God's sakes, and I never will. But anyway, that German, Italian, French named instrument is not quite as available. So I'm going to go ahead and attach a demonstration of I used Audacity to record. So it was super easy. You just open this up and then select on the mic. It's actually right there right now. Microphone Avantry DG60, which is that right there. And then I just talked and it recorded it. So I'll put that at the end of this. That's it. I recommend it because I'm a Sony fanboy. Keep that in mind. But it's super easy to connect. I have had no problems with it whatsoever. Every instruction it's very simple. Touching it and moving, going through tracks. Pairing it is uber easy. It's a Sony. It's like the DAPs. They just do what they're supposed to do without any issue. How many people have had an issue with the WM1Z? Like the battery died too soon or the screen, or it doesn't happen often. Quality control with Sony is pretty impressive. These are worth the money in my opinion. But we'll see what the other companies offer at slightly lower price point. And with that, we're going to transfer into the audio test, and that's me and my voice, which might sound better than the audio for this video. We'll see how this. I'm not doing ASMR, so don't worry about it. That should be right side. I want to hear this actually myself. So we're out. I'm out. You're out. We're out. Let's see how this worked out. That's a lot of outs. You doing all right? Because I was standing over there and you were looking at me, and I looked away and I looked at you again and you still looking at me. So I thought, man, I must know that dude. So I figured I'd come over here and talk to you. Either I know you or I must owe you money. I'm looking at you and I think, I don't know you. I'm pretty sure I don't owe you money. So I'm wondering, what are you looking at? You got a question or something? You know what? Maybe you should just start looking down at your feet because I'm feeling excited. Like you're making me feel stimulated. I'm gonna do something crazy. I think I could bounce your head off of the ground before anybody noticed. You know that you're not in camera range right now. You understand? Yeah, there you go. Keep looking at your feet. Next time when you stare at somebody and they notice that you're staring, avert your eyes. Okay? It's like a safety lesson. Officer Chris helping you out. Okay, you take care, buddy. Here you go. Have a good one.
Shows live on stage for hoes yelling my name. To be precise, ripping mic